my woman's name out your motherfucking mouth. Brought to you by Will Smith.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hook, baby boy. Keith Butler in the house, my co-host.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, we got a special guest today also, my main
man of sports.
Yes,
Leland
Mr.
Stein?
Leland Stein.
Yes.
The man about America, all over the place these days. Just recently at the Final Four, and man, how's it going? And welcome back home. I know it was a great trip.
Yeah, hold on, Stein. How'd you like our new opening?
Oh, wow. I
A little dedication to the Oscars.
We might get an award for that. Hold on.
Poor guy.
Wake up!
Oh.
Yeah, man. But welcome back, Stein. So you were down at the Final Fours, man. How was it, man?
Well, of course, there was a lot of talk about Will. Even down there.
Of course.
Everybody had an opinion. And man, I can't believe he hit his brother.
Well, hey, you know what? He didn't steal the show, though. He didn't steal the show because the games were outstanding this year.
Yeah, they really were.
Yes.
Yeah. And I really, I was so much pulling for North Carolina to pull this one out. But before we get into North Carolina,
after they dumped Duke,
yeah, man, I was pulling for my man to win, man. I really would have loved it, and the great thing, both the former Kansas and the former North Carolina coach, who are the same people.
Yeah.
They're the same coach.
Look, Self took them in there at halftime. They had the biggest deficit in the history of the Final Four championship game.
Right.
And whatever he did at halftime, he lit a fire. He switched the little kid, the little guard.
Yes.
Over on.
Remy Martin. Huh?
Yeah, he did a heck of a job. Then they picked up the defense tremendously.
Yes, they did.
And Carolina went cold. They was cold as ice.
Yeah,
they went cold. But a lot of that had to do with the way Kansas was playing defense too. And they're a veteran team. They're the oldest team that was in there, and they had extra motivation because his dad died about a couple of weeks before the tournament, and he talked about this grief throughout the whole tournament run. That was a big theme of where he was coming from, and his players bought into it as well. His dad was a basketball coach in Oklahoma, and really, got him going. And when he passed away, it was tough on him.
Right.
But somehow, he gave honor to his dad at the press conference.
Oh yeah.
Explaining how the things that he did. His father, giving him all these. Here it says right here. He said, "My dad." Let's see here. Yeah, he was going on about how he learned all these things. Dad came up through the Depression, and they were never given anything.
Yeah, he learned about hard work, basically.
Right.
Yeah. And when they went down at halftime, he said, "Look, ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. Y'all gonna get out here and start playing this defense, and we're gonna switch up on them a little bit. But if we're gonna win this game, we got to do something a little different."
Yeah, but
I
know.
They listen to him.
I know the thing that's going to kill UNC, man, is those players going to live with this for the rest of their lives, man. We up 17 points. We are cruising. We're number 8. We're down. We're beating. We're tearing up the number 1 seed.
And in the first half, we got what was the lead? 14, 15 points? 19 points?
15.
15 points?
But it got to 15.
And then you turn around and you just see it dwindle away. And, you sitting on the bench like, what the fuck happened? I know. And, one of my favorite images in all of football, and all the college sports, not just football, but all the college sports, is looking in the stand and watching the fans of the losing team, the looks on their face.
Oh, Lord.
You would think they have lost their family, their house, their college scholarships, man. It cracks me up.
I can imagine how UNC was looking. I wasn't there. You were there, Stein, but I can imagine how UNC looked as that game in the second half just kept, as like Keith said, the score kept dwindling and dwindling, and then all of a sudden it's tied, and all of a sudden Kansas has the lead. I can imagine how those fans' faces were looking when that was going on at that time, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to pick up a paper in North Carolina the following day.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You know, but hey, man, look, Stein, I've never been to a Final Four or anything like that. Man, what's the atmosphere like down there? Just let the people who've never been like myself give us a feeling of what it's like to be in that, man. The
Final Four is probably unlike any other event because they bring 4 teams down. So you got 4 major universities bringing all their alumni from all over the country. And the thing about the Final Four is that you might see 1-year-old babies with a North Carolina shirt on and a 90-year-old alumni with a Michigan shirt on, Michigan State. So the Final Four has an eclectic mix of humanity, whereas the Super Bowl is kind of more adult. You know, there's an adult team, there's the rich executives, and they going for it. I mean, they don't play. And, of course, the NBA has been overtaken a little bit by the hip-hop community, which they always go to the NBA All-Star game, and they have parties.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
All of them.
And Stein
And
speaking
they've been
from
doing that for the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah, Stein speaking from experience, listeners, because he does all this stuff. He goes to them and he reports on them and bring them back to his job. So he's one of those people blessed enough to be able to experience all of them across, the entire genre of sports.
Right. And that publication again, Stein, that you write for?
It's NNP, the National Newspaper Publishers Association.
Okay.
It is the Black Wire Service for America.
Oh, cool.
We have over 200 member papers, and that puts us up there about the 4th largest circulated industry in the world. The 200 papers comes out to about 20 million readers, and that's the only reason why I've been able to do the Olympics and some of those big events is because I've been representing them, and they have 20 million. You can't fight it. It's fact. Even though it's divided among 200 papers. You got to add it up that way to get the numbers.
Yeah, but still,
the numbers aren't there.
It's real. Those are real numbers. So,
yeah,
those aren't any estimated numbers. Those are real numbers. So,
yeah, we don't have no one publication that does that, like the Wall Street Journal, or New York Times, or whatever. That would have a meal by itself. But as a collective group, as the Black AT, which is the NNPA. We managed to crack into some of the big events, and then we put it out there and go across the black press. So, yeah, I got involved with them 25 years ago.
Hey, not only the men's Final Four, but the women's Final Four has become just a awesome event also, where the women of college basketball and high school and even some professional basketball players go. And it's almost like a big convention, but the women's has really grown over the years. Tell us a little bit about the women's.
And you know what, man? I love watching the women ball players.
Yes.
Man, the skill level has increased tremendously. Those girls are balling out, man. They are really balling. And I love it.
And they're coaching Don Daly. I just had
Don Staley.
Yeah. That's it, Daly. Excuse me, Don.
Don. He think it's Chicago here.
No, you think Chicago's mayor.
Yeah, right.
And
I don't want. No, we don't want to think about Chicago. No, hold on.
And you think about Chuck Daly.
That's right. Thank you. He deserves a Will Smith.
No.
That dude, man,
that was me doing myself.
Yeah, that was him doing himself. I didn't even have to reach over there. He did it himself. Yeah, man. But let's like Jeff said, let's get back on this Miss Staley, man. Let me just read a little bit of her resume here, because this woman is phenomenal. 6-time WNBA All-Star, 6-time SEC champ as a coach, 5-time SEC Coach of the Year, 3-time Olympic. Huh? I'm reading it, man. 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 2-time Naismith, all right, Player of the Year, 2-time Naismith Coach of the Year, 2-time WBCA Player of the Year, 2-time ACC Player of the Year. I'm not finished yet, y'all. 2-time A10 Coach of the Year, 2020 WBCA and AP National Coach of the Year. And to finish it off, as if that wasn't enough, here's the cherry on top of the whipped cream on top of the pie. Two national championships as South Carolina's head coach. What? Yeah. What else can she do?
Hold it.
Well, hopefully she can keep it going because Pat Summit, of course, she got sick in the past in Tennessee because she was the first to really get it going. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Gino up there in Connecticut. But we've had two other black women that have been pioneers. Y'all can Marion Washington, who was at Kansas. She's like one of the first black coaches to be at a big school. And we also have Vivian Stringer.
Oh, yeah.
Who started at Lincoln, and then I think she went to Iowa, and then Rutgers. Mm-hmm. And then we all know what that dude did because she talked about her Rutgers players so bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Old boy on the radio. What was the boy's name?
That dude is amazing. They just can't stop. They can't stop themselves.
Well, I mean, I think they tightened it up a little bit after he kind of got checked and I think released or whatever it was. I can't remember what exactly happened to him or his name, but I know exactly who you're talking about. I can't
remember. But Vivian Stringer had it with so much grace,
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And the players did, too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
And this goes to show the strength of not just black America, but black women, in America. And the stuff that they have to put up with as much as, black men or just blacks in general. But I don't want to get on to that. That's a whole nother story.
Especially when it's history making.
Yeah, especially when it's history making.
Right. And what Dawn did is history in itself, especially in NC2A.
We're going to flip this one over to you, Stein, man. Just tell us, what do you think about this woman, man? I mean, what else is there for her to do, man?
I first met Dawn Staley in about 1996.
Okay, you met her. You know her then.
Oh, yeah. Interviewed her, sat with her, ate dinner. I mean, we had broke bread because we went over. The women's team was practicing in Vegas, and we was into women's basketball, me and my cameraman, because it had just started out. We had the team down there in L.A., the Spark. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Shock. Mm-hmm. Is it the Shock or the Spark? I can't remember which one.
Detroit Shock.
The Lakers.
The LA's was the Spark.
Anyway, we really got into it because they played at the Forum. They had good teams, had some excellent teams. What's the big girl's name? Oh, my God, I'm talking. I can't remember.
Lisa Leslie, right.
Yeah, Leslie.
Yeah. And they had the McGee twins out of Flint.
Right.
Cheryl Miller. Mm-hmm. I mean, they just lit it up.
They had a squad. That was a squad.
Yeah, they had a squad.
Yeah.
Man. So they kind of put women's basketball out there hard, that team. And then after those years, they started the WNBA. And it was slow. It worked good in the big cities, but it's just hard to keep it going. Because the men, unfortunately, we call the editors of newspapers are called the gatekeepers. Because they decide what information is going in and what's staying out.
Oh, so they just
they look at women's sports and all them old guys that's in there. They don't want to put no effort to blowing them up, of giving them a lot of space. And so they're never getting the press because of the editors. They just won't do it. Now, if they have a great team in their community, they don't have no choice. But other than that, they still haven't done the right thing.
Mm-hmm. But now, when you met Daly back in '96, did you imagine that her star would take off like this? Her rocket would just launch into space and explode over the universe.
I kind of like it. Okay, I liked her a little bit too.
Don't let your wife hear that.
I don't need
that, man. Next time we interview you, it'll be the deceased.
But we went down the ladder together, and I saw her down there covering the game. We did all the women's games down there. That was a good women's team that year too. Yeah. One of the best.
But did you imagine that she? But did you imagine?
We knew Dawn. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But did you imagine that she would take off like she did? From that first impression, you knew she'd be good.
She's a cerebral athlete. Mm-hmm. Always thinking ahead of everybody. A true point guard for women. So she's looking at the game through and through. Mm-hmm. Played it that way too.
You think that's what made her successful as a head coach? Actually playing point guard.
Oh yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. I think do the point guards make better coaches? See, I don't know. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
They'll do players
You very
make
rarely
better
see the
coaches.
big men coaching and being successful. The 6'10", 7-footers. I don't know why. You can explain that to me.
Well, John Thompson was a great coach at
Yeah, he was.
6'10".
I said not as many. I said that wasn't done.
Right.
Because a lot of times, coaching does not translate from, playing.
No, you know.
So she was blessed, and I'm glad you said cerebral. Say the word.
God, what she
Cerebral.
that Temple is amazing. She went over there and learned from John Tatum.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Up there in 2008, went to South Carolina because it's an ACC and it's bigger. There's a bunch of sisters down there in the Carolinas.
Oh.
Don's from Virginia too. Well, she's from Philly, but she played at Virginia. So, she's in her backyard.
Right. That's like a recruiter's heaven down there. Yeah. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Hey, they come from and not always it hasn't always been like that. And you know how these recruiting areas kind of take a seismic shift when people start relocating to different areas. Now the South, like you said, has really become a hotbed for basketball players.
Yeah,
and especially when you're a recruiter going through the South and going through these communities, it has really caused. I mean, me coming from a sports recruiting background, because I used to have a service, and this used to be one of the hotbeds for recruiting women's basketball and men's football, and it kind of fizzled out a little bit, kind of tailed down, and now it's picking back up.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
She's in a good. Well, I just hated South Carolina because maybe God put her there so she can change some minds down there.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime some of them people they got in office, man, it's just heartbreaking.
Right.
That's where Tim Scott from. Man, gee, you see him walk out on the Supreme Court justice?
Oh.
He walked out and didn't follow all them other clowns.
Oh. Yes, yeah.
I mean, if you just look at him and you just go, how in the world can you get up in the mirror and look at yourself?
Hey.
That's politics.
Yeah.
Politics.
It is politics.
Politics. Yeah.
Politics. Yes. Yes.
But like I tell my coworkers a lot of times, people have to have something to believe in, and you got to have something to stand on. So whether we agree with them or not, whether we thought he was right for doing what you just said he did, he thought he was right. So that's all you can go with. You have to stand on your own 2 feet, or you're gonna get knocked over.
And we hear it though. I mean, we hear it in the community. Stein and I were having a smoke one day, and we heard it from a guy just sitting there. He wanted to rib and dog out no other than LeBron James, one of the greatest ball players that ever played in the NBA. Mm-hmm. But he wanted to dog him out. Explain. Talk about that, Stein. I mean,
Yeah, he come in there. He think he just because he WHITE that he just say anything.
He was a what?
He's a dumb. He's a wimpy, whiny, no good for nothing, piece of nothing. So I was like, oh, wait. Why you hate him? First of all, why you hating people? I couldn't take it, man. Like, no, why you hating? He said, well, not just hate. I said, yeah, because nobody wants to hate anybody. Sports, you gotta be kidding. And he started something dumb and all that. I said, whoa, he's not dumb. I'm sorry, man. He's not dumb. It's heartbreaking.
Well,
unfortunately, when you have like Fox News and they bring misinformation, and there's a lot of people just want to absorb it, obviously, because he was one of those. He repeated everything. He getting all the money. What did he say just about the school? The money.
Oh,
just made it up.
Yeah, I don't know where he's getting the information from about LeBron. LeBron started his own school,
right?
The Promise School, where all these kids in Ohio in the greater not Columbus, what's it?
Cleveland
area. are getting these scholarships and graduating and making some good things happen. And my man was just dogging him out and not having any proper information.
Well, you know what that's all about, man. You know, LeBron or any star sits out a game. They get mad because they want to go see him playing. You know, they're getting all this money, so why should they sit out? And I think it's just personal jealousy. And like I tell people all the time, everybody had a choice to make when they were growing up. This is the choice LeBron made and all the other athletes made, and they've committed to it all their lives. You know, astronauts, this is a choice they made, and they committed to it. Doctors, lawyers, engineers, you know, architects, these are the life and the career that they committed to. You know, teachers, but we don't complain about them. You know, we want to complain about our entertainment, you know, and our stars. Why are they doing this? And how come they get so much money? Well, nobody stopped you from doing it.
Keith Butler, you don't mind. You don't mind if LeBron. Matter of fact, it's 3 games left. It's 3 games left in the regular season right now. Correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, Stein? Right? Okay. Yeah. LeBron has checked it in for the rest of the season.
Oh, where they going?
Nowhere.
What Lakers on the 10th, 11th, 12th place, something like that?
Right.
Then he's hurt.
Wait a minute. He's hurt.
He's hurt. So why is he going to play? They're not going to win anything. They're not going anywhere.
No. Is he injured or is he hurt?
That conversation. Injured.
Does he have a sprained ankle or is it broke?
Let me ask you a question, Jeff. When you were teaching,
how you argue with?
Hold on.
I'm not arguing. I'm debating.
Yeah, let me ask this, and let me put this out. When you were working as a teacher, okay, you had so many days that you had to be
sick days, right?
You had sick days, and you had what? Vacation days.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was up to you when you wanted to take your vacation days, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're telling me professional players don't have vacation time, or they can't be off because they're sick?
I'm not saying that. No,
I'm just saying this to those people who are complaining about why aren't they playing.
I'm with you, brother.
They've got the right to take off just like everybody else. You don't want to go to work today? Guess what, Coach? I'm not feeling very good. I think I better sit this one out. Or guess what, Coach? My kid's in the hospital, or his birthday. I'm going to go there and attend that. Why not? Everybody else can. Why can't they do it?
I agree.
They can do it.
You know. But anyway, we didn't mean to get off on that.
There's just a bunch of black men out there that they pay a lot of money and they have no right.
See,
in the eyes of a lot of Americans, they just go out there like robots. You can never get hurt and all that nonsense.
See, Stein.
They play them. They play them, man. It's pretty sad.
See, Stein, it's comments like that. That's why we only had 3 listeners, because you always you got to make the shit racial. I'm not arguing with you. You're right. That's why we can't get but two listeners, and the two of us over here talking to you. I don't listen to it. Jeff about to choke. Go ahead and have a sip of that nearest. Man.
Wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Hook Podcast, powered by Trudy Shorter. My name is Jeff Lowe. That's Keith Butler, who just made that last statement. And our guest is Leland Stein.
Look, Jeff putting us under the bus, Leland.
Yeah, man.
He's jumping ship real quick. But no, I agree with you 100%, Stein, and that is the fact. And, you know, when I said you making it racial, I don't care because I'm just being funny. But that's a fact about it. That's the truth. That's the truth. There's a lot of black men out there making a lot of money, and it's upsetting a lot of people.
Like humans. Just go out there. No excuses about nothing.
Yeah.
You cannot play 82 games of basketball and not get some injuries that hurt you.
Yeah,
now, in the old days, they used to shoot them up with cortisone and all that nonsense. And they couldn't even tell if they were injured or hurt or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then 6 or 7 years later, knees and everything break down. They've been shot full of so much nonsense that they have a lot of hip problems. And if they don't experience that, and they're so sorry, they wouldn't admit it. Man, they had to sue them. And then they lost because they know they're wrong. But capitalism doesn't give in without some kind of fight. It's not going to do it on its own.
Yeah.
You got to stand up to them, stand up for it. That's about the only way.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, we talked a little bit about the NCAA, the Final Four. Let me correct that. NCAA Final Four.
You did that on purpose.
No, Stein got me.
No, there wasn't no purpose. He mixed hot chocolate with Uncle Nearest.
It's kicking in a little bit, y'all. So we talked about the Final Four. We talked about the great Don Staley. Talked a little bit, switched it a little bit over to LeBron and athletes and stuff. But now, we got to close up with, the slap. Everybody's been
heard around the world.
Seen around the world.
Seen around the world.
And I tell people all the time, I said, Will was back there laughing and having a good time and wasn't going to do a damn thing until you got that look. He got that look from Jada. Then all of a sudden he had to man up. And I think it was more, I think it goes back further than just that night. I think it goes back to August. I think it goes back to August, that little boy that she was screwing around with. I think it goes back to the red table conversation where she put him on blast in front of the whole world. Now, me, I don't have a problem with you doing your thing. If you and your wife got an open relationship, cool. But keep that shit in house. Don't put my business out for the nation to see. We already underneath the flashlight. We're already on the spotlight. Why we gotta put more out? And then when that stuff gets out and it blows up in your face, why are you gonna get mad about it? Hell,
well,
put it out there for us to see.
They thought they had gotten away with it because it's been over 6 years ago, in 2015. So everybody shut up and it just went away.
But that never goes away.
Well, it didn't, because he comes back 5 years later, which is a year and a half ago, and told everybody. So that's when she said, "Oh, we got to respond. We got to say something." Mm-hmm. So then they got on the red carpet about 3 or 4 months later, and Will came on with her, and he asked her questions about that day and the relationship with him and all that kind of stuff, right out in front of everybody.
Hey, guess what? Would have never happened with me.
Truth telling ain't necessarily good. What me and my wife do ain't nobody else's business.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Nobody.
But once it's squashed,
and plus,
it's squashed.
It would have been squashed, and I would have been like, okay, you want an open relationship? The door is open. See
they
your
never
ass
said
later.
that. The comedian started that a year and a half ago when he came out with this nonsense, when they stood at the red carpet, or red table, whatever the heck that thing is.
Red table,
and they said this thing. That's when the comedians went crazy. Mm-hmm. And they said, "Oh, open marriage. Oh, they just doing everything." But they never came out technically and said that.
Well, but did he know that she had an affair with?
Yeah, he did.
His son's buddy friend.
They said they were separated. That's the reason they gave on the red carpet. They thought their marriage was over. That was 6 years ago. Now, they might be lying. Because, just like you got up there and lied talking about Richard Williams, it really made him mad about it. He called Richard the crazy uncle, and I just acted just like him. Richard ain't never did that. Mm-hmm. He ain't slept none of those boys that did call his kids the N-word at the early tournaments when he finally pulled them out of there. Mm-hmm. No, he didn't do that. So he was wrong. He just came up with that to try to justify his nonsense.
Oh, okay.
You see, Serena then wasn't happy about that. Hey, my dad wasn't crazy now. He was tough.
Right.
Well, he wasn't going around hitting people, getting in fights. Come on.
Right. Right. He'd been thrown off the circuit. They've been thrown out of the circuit for doing that,
especially back then, 2 little colored kids.
Right.
I didn't say colored.
Yeah, that's some wild stuff, man. But
the repercussions on are a little bit stiff. They're hitting him pretty hard. He's banned from the Oscars for the next 10 years, and
is it 10 years?
Yeah,
wow.
That's what I just read. And now Jada talking about she wishes he hadn't done that. So I mean, the backlash. I don't know if it's befitting the crime, but you do the crime. The consequences. You never know what they're going to be. And, it was on national TV. It embarrassed the Oscars. It embarrassed Black America.
We condone that, Butler.
Thank you.
You can't hit people just because they crack a joke on you.
Yeah, I know.
Bad country, that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you don't have a bad country. It's impossible.
Especially when you're sitting up front. You gonna get talked about.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, regardless. And it was a harmless joke. It was a harmless joke, But, I think he just had to find a way to reclaim his manhood and he picked on the smallest guy he could because he wouldn't have done it to Dave Chappelle.
Stein,
Right.
Stein, are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I thought I heard.
Oh, y'all got jokes.
That's Jeff, man. Jeff won't let go of that slap, man. But
Get off the phone.
look, but you know how it goes, Stein. Keep my woman's name out your motherfucking mouth.
I know, that's crazy.
My woman's name out your motherfucking mouth.
You know the sad part is, it really wasn't serious, okay?
It wasn't.
Demi Moore cut her hair and played that role, and she was sitting right there. She said, I'm going to play Demi second, you know?
Yeah.
Hell, she said, yeah, I think I will. Why not?
Yeah, but it was about reclaiming his manhood. That's what I think it was. Cause,
I think so too.
People were talking about he was a punk, but like I was telling Jeff, he wouldn't have done it to Dave Chappelle. He wouldn't have done it to Gary Owens. He damn sure wouldn't have done it to 50 Cent.
Kevin Hart. He wouldn't have done Kevin Hart.
Wouldn't have done, well, I don't know. Kevin Hart's kind of short, so.
Well, Kevin Hart, like he'd be bench pressing a little bit now. Come on, man.
Man.
Yeah, but he just hit, attacked the smallest guy on right that he could reach on stage, and it just happened to be.
And the other side of
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock handled it very well.
He did. His credit.
Yes.
His credit just went way up while Will's went down.
I'm so glad he didn't wrestle on the ground with that fool.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you.
Me too.
Because that would have been a nightmare of nightmares that would have happened.
I mean, could you see Chris Rock chasing Will Smith all through the audience at the Oscars?
Them rolling and stuff. Could you imagine that? That'd have been a mess.
Oh man. Oh man.
But Kevin, I think he cried like a baby. Man, he was in full blown broke down mode.
Oh yeah.
I think he's right. His manhood right now, he can't take it.
Yeah.
Because he don't feel happy. Everybody know that.
Yeah. And that's what ticked me off about it. Even more. If you're gonna be a man,
a bullet. He's on the smaller guy who wasn't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, if you bad enough to slap somebody, then don't get on stage 5 minutes later and cry like a sister.
No.
Don't do that. Be bad. Be a man about it. I punked him. What? But no, you're gonna get the Anyway, y'all, this is about it for us today. I want to thank our guest Leland Stein. I want to thank my co-host Jeffrey Lowe. Jeff, I thought you were about to do another slap. And we want to thank you all for listening. I want to thank you all for listening to The Hook. And Leland, thanks a lot again. It's always a pleasure. And you guys stay with us, and we'll be back again with The Hook.
And the next time they actually say, "Where'd you hear that from?" Tell them you caught it on The Hook.
All right, y'all. Take it easy.